Okay, as you can see, I'm working on a Silverado 1500 here. If you look at the leaf spring bushing, it's actually folded over on both sides. This one side's really folded over where they press it in, but then you've got a lip also on this side. So not really seeing where everybody on the internet, they drill them out and all kinds of stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this tab back straight. You got to bend these lips back, and nobody's telling you that you got to bend them back. They all drive in an air chisel, and I tried that on the other side. It took forever, so I'm going to do it this way and see how that works out. So let's just bend the tabs back. Like I said, there's one side that's really bent over, and then there's a side that's just kind of flared. So we're going to take the flare ones back. Going to bend it back straight. I'm going to kind of bend it over a little bit so that way it's kind of bent in instead of out. We'll go for the propane. Now I got a map tip. You can use propane with a map tip. Now I tried this with it inside the car. I actually got the rubber of the bushing out, but I could not get the outside edge out in this Silverado 1500. So I went ahead and took the leaf spring out. It seems like you just can't get them out inside the car. I've tried everything, so it's your call, but it'll save you a lot of trouble. You might as well just take the leaf spring out. I didn't want to do it, but I did. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to heat that center element up, see if that'll keep that rotten in there. Instead of heating up the rubber, I'm just going to heat up the center core. We'll see how that works. If I heat that up glowing red, that should just burn that rubber right out of there. The rubber's just oozing out now. I wouldn't breathe any of it neither. Now that I heated up that center core, seems like it's just oozing it out now. Yeah, it's just oozing it out now. So you want to heat the center core up. You heat that center core up real good, you seem to be okay. It'll burn. It'll just catch that stuff on fire real quick. If you're in a hurry, I guess you could drill it out, but you're still going to have to cut it and do work. This seems to be the easiest way. Just let it do it itself. Okay, my fire seems to went out, so I'm going to flip it over and work on the other side as well. Get the center core again. That seems to be working the best. Like I said, you got to kind of watch it. Stuff falling down on the ground, but it's working pretty good. Stay upwind. Getting that centerpiece seems to be the trick because it molts that rubber all the way on the inside. Otherwise, you just keep heating up the rubber, it seems to not want to catch. You heat up that center core of that bushing, and it likes to just push it out. So that's the trick there. Sure beats drilling it out. You could drill it and cut it and play with it all day if you want. But I'm basically just letting it do its thing. I should have had some beer is what I should have. Okay, kind of picked at it, but I'm going to light it again. It's not as easy as they show you on the videos. Try not to waste all my propane. Just getting that center hot and it'll keep burning. Now I watch guys drill this stuff, but I can tell you right now, I'm not much on wanting to work on it today, and it's Sunday, so I'm just letting it burn. You can do it however you want, but the stink of it stinks so bad, it'd probably give you a sore stomach a couple days for the next couple days if you breathe all that stuff. That's how bad it is. I'm staying upwind, but you don't want to smell any of that crap. I can wiggle it. So it's loosening that rubber up real good, heating that center core up. I've got it all the way through it. There we go. So it's really stinky. So I wouldn't suggest breathing any of that. Stay away from it. There's the boot. That come out pretty easy. The hardest part is getting the shell casing out. I'm going to let that cool down and we'll come back and we'll hit that. I've tried everything. I've watched everything that I can watch, and I've also done everything I can do as far as getting it out. The pin was stuck inside, so I had to take a cutoff wheel, cut the bolt off this way with a cutoff wheel, and I just went across the surface. Now I've chiseled these out with air hammers and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to try something new, which is I'm going to take a Sawzall. I'm just going to slit the edge here in two places and take a chunk out of it. Basically all I'm doing is just thinning the metal. I'm not really cutting through to get to the spring. I'm just making it super thin so that chunk will pop out of there real easy. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not really doing anything spectacular except for just making thin slits on that. And the first one I'm going to do is over here towards the edge where it's open. I'm just going to go across it. See how that's working. Just going to keep cutting across it. Okay, now I can see there's a slit all the way across there. I didn't go all the way through. Like I said, I'm not trying to cut the spring. I'm just trying to cut the outside piece of this and get that metal thin in there. And now that I've got that thin, I probably could go all the way through, but I really don't want to. I can see I'm already through at the edge. I'm just going to cut a little bit more out of the center across it. See, I'm almost all the way across. So, the problem I had was you're trying to use an air chisel and you're trying to chisel all this over and everything. It just is it's hard on your air tool, it's hard on your air compressor. So if you cut the slit in it and you cut another slit, you just pop that chunk out of there real easy. Okay, we're all the way through. I'll show you basically what I did. Now you can sit here and air chisel it all day long if you want, but I found this to be the easiest way. So all you have to do, so you can see how I put 2 slits in it, and that's it. And then I didn't go all the way through. I mean, there right there, it looks like I'm at the end. I'm through. I'll back you out a little bit and I'll show you basically how I do it. This is a lot easier on your body and your arms. Alright, so I got the 2 slits in it. All I'm going to do is just take a big chisel, took that slip. Since you got a lip all the way around, they're not showing you got a lip all the way around. Comes right out. That's the easiest way I've found to take them out. Once you pry that little piece out in the middle, it'll come right out. You just bust that piece out and fold it over. There you are. 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, you can sit there trying to pry the lips up and all that good stuff. Pain in the butt. Hope that helps you out. Please subscribe. The same time for watching. And there's little to no grooves in there. I got a little bit, but not very much. It won't hurt nothing. We got them all cut out. Just going to take and lubricate the ends up. It's kind of sticky because it's cold out, but you get the idea. You're just basically lubricating it up so it'll go together. You can also use some Vaseline, which is what I would rather use, but they give you this with it, so I'm just gonna stick this in there, just run it back and forth. There you go. I just rub some more all around it. What I got on my hand, and I'll stick that inside as well. Put that one in. No big deal. I pretty much just clean up my gloves with the outsides of these once I stick it real good on the hole. Really no need to get all crazy with it, but that's all I do is just clean up my gloves so I can stick them in. They slide together real easy, these 2-part boots. The last of it, lubricate that up a little bit with what's on my gloves, and we stick it in. You can pretty much push them in, but I get tired of pushing stuff after a while, so use aluminum or brass hammer. That's it. I'll go and do the other end, and that's all you got to do. The other side's a little bigger. Alright, we got the other side. We'll put some more glue on it, or not sure what they call this, but lubricant. Now I wire wheel these down with an angle headed die grinder. You can clean them up however you want, but that's all I did, was just take a wire wheel to it and clean it all out, and then shot some carb cleaner over it. Like I said, you run out, you can use some Vaseline if you have to. Not a big deal. I ran into where in the front, this is your front one, the bigger one goes towards the front of the car. While this was in there, the bracket that come down, I actually had to take a cutoff wheel and cut that off, cut the bolt. So went and bought a new grade 8 bolt from Orscheln's. It's like $3 with washers and a nut. At least get a grade 8 bolt. I wouldn't get anything like a grade 5 or anything. I wouldn't do that. There you are with that. There you are, they're in. Check your bolt. There you have it, goes right in. Now I got the washers just in case I needed them, but you never know. Now I'm going to lean this up like it would go in the car, so that way I can put the back shackle bracket on and get it pre-set up, and I'll show you that. Okay, so if this thing's sitting in there, and you can see that's going to bolt to the front because that's the bigger one. This one here is going to bolt to the back because it's the smaller one. It's going to get the shackle. As you can see, the shackle gets the smooth side. It don't get the side like that. It gets more of like a side like this. So as it sits in there, it's going to sit like that. I'm going to double check it. That's right, the smooth side goes around to the front. So doesn't really matter where you position it as long as you can get the hole or get the bolt through the hole. But they usually take the bolt from the inside out. So if this is on the driver's side, your bolt's going to basically go once you get it kind of started, you can tap it through, bend it down, or tilt it down, however you want to look at it. Put your nut on it. You don't want to tighten this up all the way, but you can get it close. Because this is going to collapse all your stuff together. So a 21 and a 19 on one side, I believe. Yeah. You can take an air wrench if you want. Videoing. Alcohol alert.
McDonald's delivery.
Said I'm not going to tighten it all the way down. I'm just going to get it up there close. So. There you go. You still want to be able to move it. But I got it close so I won't have to tighten that much while I'm underneath there. I'll take this one out and I can set the whole thing in. It's ready to roll. When you change these guys, I know I probably went through all this and probably said it before, but it's easier to get this thing all out the leaf spring. I've tried changing them inside, and I always tell my customers, hey, by the time I fix them inside your truck, it's easier to get them out. burn them out, and then cut that slit in them like I showed you. If you do it any other way, you can drill them and all that stuff. By the time you drill them, you go and cut them out, cut the rest of it out. You're basically, you'll find out if you just heat that center shaft up through the middle, it'll burn it out, and you just push it out with a screwdriver. And as you've seen, there ain't nothing to it. These can be a lot harder trying to air chisel them out and all that kind of stuff. But if, as I showed you, you cut the 2 slits in it, and then you use just a regular chisel. You don't even have to use as big as mine, but you can use a chisel and knock that center out of there. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, baby. There you go. That's how you put shackles in a car. I'd show you how to put them in, but basically if you run into any problems when you're getting them out, like these bolts get seized up through them, just take a cut-off wheel and come down through the rubber, cut right into the rubber, and keep on going. Keep cutting all the way through. Do it on the other end as well, but you don't want to cut these brackets up. Now these brackets broke on hers, so I replaced them and put new ones on her truck. And there you go. All right, guys, you can get it from Rock Auto. This the bracket, the shackle. You can get that for 18 bucks. It comes with the upper and lower bolt and the bushing. The 2-piece bushings, you have to buy them separately for the front and the back and the lower. I didn't put the lowers in, but you can get those for like 72 bucks from Rock Auto. Other than that, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and subscribe, please. I appreciate it. It helps me out a lot.
Take up.
On this side, I ran the bolt this way because it would have hit the gas tank, and I had to cut it out from the brackets. So I ran it in this way and put the nut on the other side. There's a little tit that goes down, and there's a hole that goes there, so that one's got to sit up. Put it in the hole.
There.
That's it. We'll have to jack up the truck higher to pull it down so you get the rear shackle in. Hammer, babe, the aluminum. Hold the nut. You got the nut?
No, you took it from me.
I took it from you.
Right there underneath it, there you go.
Okay. And those U-bolts in the bracket and everything. Problem I'm having is the gas tank's in the way. So I'm going to try using it the other way again. Screw it in. I don't have much of a head on the back side, so I'm going to put the socket all the way in first, and then put the ratchet on. Try that, because it doesn't go all the way in. You can see see my socket will fall off, so I'm not having much luck. You might have to use a wrench on the back side. So let's just draw it up here. There we go. Okay, so I got it tight. We're going to go 110 foot-pounds. And there we are. That's 110. Now you got these inserts and they're missing one here, so we're going to have to find one. That's got to go back in there and it'll make a clinking noise right between there. The back one's in, but the front one's gone. The U-bolts, we're going to put them in. There's two different rear ends that are underneath these trucks. The heavy duty 1500 series has what they call a rear steering knuckle that goes on it. It looks like a rack and pinion that goes across it. It's going to have thin bars and it's mounted to the pumpkin of the rear end. This is a regular standard rear end, so I'm going to give you the torque specs on the regular standard rear end when we tighten this one up. But if you have rear steering, a rear steering rear end underneath your truck, it takes more. It takes 110 foot-pounds on that torque. This doesn't take that torque because it's a regular rear end. So just let you guys know that there are two different types of rear ends. Now it's going to be your call. I'm just running these up a little bit while I'm talking. There's these U-shaped bolts here. They tell you to reuse new ones. It's what they call for, is putting new ones in. I looked at these, the threads are not mangled, it's not rotten, the U-bolts are not rotten, so I'm going to reuse them as long as they torque down and don't strip out. What you do is your business, but they do call for using new ones because most of the times they rot out, they got problems. So these come apart, they weren't bad, they weren't rusted, the U-shaped bolts were not pitted or anything. Most of the time they're rotten where they screw up tight down here, but like I said, these were fine. I didn't have any problems with them when I took them out and didn't find any kind of abnormal rottenness on them. My suggestion is if you follow the rules, you're better off. So you would want to replace them. That's the golden rule, replace them. But as I showed the customer decided they didn't want to buy new ones because they look fine. So, we're going to reuse these. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that's reused them and never had problems, but the golden rule is to replace them. I look at everything, make sure it's lined back up, they're in the grooves up here. About the same amount of threads are being pulled all evenly underneath. And I just keep torquing, keep running them down. I keep all the length of the threads showing about the same. That way I know it's pulling it down even. Okay, we're going to go for torquing them down. These get about 54, 53 foot-pounds. I'm just going to go 55 on mine. 55 on them, on the rear ones. Just double check them a little bit till they're all 55. 55. There you go, 55 foot-pounds on all of them. Like I said, it calls for 54 to 53. It's kind of hard with that torque wrench, but I went 55, we're good to go. Everything's back to the original thread links and everything, so we'll have no problems with it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and tighten up the rear shackle. Looks like I've got I think it is a 21 and I believe a 19 on the inside. And rim it. Nothing special. 21 on the outside. Now this is a new bracket, as I said, from Rock Auto. It's like 18 bucks, 19 bucks plus shipping. Didn't pay no tax on it, so that was kind of cool. This one I'm probably going to have to use a wrench to get it snug. Once you get it up snug, you should be able to let it go. Once you get it good and snug, you really don't have to hold the backside. Now I'm going to go 75 on mine. Like I said, my torque wrench doesn't always show me the best, but I have to hold it once it spin. There you go. I went 75 on mine. There we are. Okay, so we got both of them. Lug nuts are 22 millimeters. And we'll torque them down. I'm going 100 first. Get them drawn up evenly. And now I'm going to go to 120. Now I'm going to check them. Okay, lug nuts are on. The cap. Cap's a little trickier. I do it by hand so I can feel the click. When you spin them, just get them up snug first. That's the trick, just getting them up where you can just get them up there first. So you get them up snug. So now they're all up snug. I'm just doing it with one hand, just getting them up where I feel they stop. Okay? Now I'll take my hand and I'll turn it like this. And I'll feel a click. And they'll just get tight as I'm doing it. So if I feel that they're snug, I'll go all the way around and make sure they're all snug, because I felt a click and I went past it until they got tight. And you'll feel that next click. There's your next click. It's not real super tight. There is no torque specifications for them, except for as tight as I can get them with my wrist. Not really cranking them down though, I'm just getting them snug, good and tight with my wrist. You'll feel when they get tight. And they kind of click in too. But you want to feel when you're turning it, I put my hand like this so that way I can feel that they're tight. You go any beyond that, they'll strip out. But if you put a little oomph on them, you'll feel that they're all good. I've tried to see if there's torque specs on them, but there really isn't. That's about the best I can describe for you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for me giving you all the information. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. Seems YouTube's upping their standards and everything. And, you know, as far as getting some return on giving out the free information. Appreciate all you guys' time. Thanks for watching Sam Time. Save all your money.